Hello folks, and welcome to Tech News Monday. This is episode 3. I got my tablet ready, so let's hop in. All right, here we go. As always, let's go ahead and start off with some Samsung news here. The company just recently rolled out the latest security update for another one of its budget/mid-range phones, the Galaxy A23 and also the A30. Now, Samsung pushed out this January security patch on these devices so far only in some of their markets, so you may not see this in your particular market just yet. And that's going to be it for that quick piece of news. Let's go ahead and hop onto the next piece of news here. If you remember, on the very first episode of Tech News Monday, I informed you all, or at least most of you guys, about the new Galaxy Book Pro, or the new member of the Galaxy Book family, the Samsung Galaxy Book S23 Ultra. Now, that particular one was flying under the radar the whole time, and I don't know why there weren't more people talking about this, but no matter, because now we actually have even more visibility on this particular device since the specs leaked over the weekend. And as you see here, as you glance at them, keep in mind that this is actually supposed to compete against the Apple MacBook Pro and any other Pro laptops out there. Now, let's go ahead and take a close look at the base model of this Ultra. So the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra here, this is going to be the base model, and in terms of specs, what we're looking at here is an Intel Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and 512 gigs of internal storage. And of course, this is going to be expandable using some external SSDs if you want. And the next one here is going to be the top of the line, the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra, top of the line, and this particular one will feature an Intel Core i9, an NVIDIA RTX 4070, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of internal storage, also expandable, as I mentioned earlier, using, an external storage. And also, like I said, these are all SSDs, right? And even beyond that, we all anticipate that you'll be able to play with these configs, to kind of tailor them to the way you like them, right? The whole family, the full family of the Galaxy Book 3 that's going to be dropping includes actually a bunch of devices, right? So starting off with the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra, that's the one we just covered, right? So you have different parts. You have the base, and you also have the top level. Then you're going to get the Galaxy Book 3 Business, the Galaxy Book 3 Pro 360, the Galaxy Book 3 Pro, I guess the regular Galaxy Book 3 Pro, the Galaxy Book 3 Pro SE, the Galaxy Book 3 360, and finally, of course, the Galaxy Book 3, or the regular Galaxy Book 3. Geez, like Samsung is trying to cover every single person with this long list. I mean, I'm not surprised here. They've done that, or they do that with pretty much everything. Just look at the phones. If you're not familiar with the way Samsung drops phones, go ahead and check that out. But anyway, and by the way, speaking of phones, of course, we are just a day away from Samsung dropping the Galaxy S23 lineup. So if you are at all interested, make sure to go ahead and reserve. I'm going to have the link in the description, so make sure to hit that link. Even if you're not going to reserve and you just want to check it out and see what comes with the reservation. By the way, reservation is no commit, right? It's literally just you entering your email and you're pretty much done. And then later, if you decide you don't want it, you don't have to do anything. So make sure, if you are at all, interested, make sure to reserve so that you can start saving money. You can save up to $100 and all that good stuff. So I'm going to make sure that I have the link in the description for that. But anyways, this is actually a nice segue. So let's hop on to the next piece here, the Samsung Galaxy S23 series. If you remember last time, I highlighted the fact that there was no price increase specifically in the US here. Now there's some new information, not necessarily a great surprise for our friends overseas, specifically in Europe. Apparently, well, at least based off of the leaks, the price is going to go up in Europe. Again, in the US, it seems like the price stays the same, right? Pretty much the $1,200 for the Ultra, and then go down the list with the other ones. But in Europe, apparently they're going to see a price increase. And if you remember, even the previous leaks coming from South Korea, they actually had a price increase there. But again, in the US, if you live in the US, you're lucky because the price is going to remain the same. And of course, if it is confirmed that it is going to go up in Europe, that's just going to be unfortunate. Now, the official colors for this new lineup, of course, are going to include the Botanic Green, the Cotton Flower, the Misty Lilac, that's an interesting one, and the Phantom Black, as always. And like they do every year, they will have some Samsung exclusive colors that you can only order on the Samsung website. And those colors are going to be the gray, the light blue, the light green, and the color red. Now, with all of this being covered, let's go ahead and pivot a little bit, still sticking with Samsung here. Now, in case you didn't know, I actually did attend the 2023 CES convention in Vegas. I actually got to see so many of the new monitors that Samsung was actually planning on dropping, in the market, but I did not see this particular one here, and that's simply because they didn't have it there. But anyway, so So they introduced this one. They call it the Odyssey Neo G7 43 inches with Quantum Mini LED. This is going to be the very first mini LED flat gaming monitor from Samsung Electronics. So for all of my gaming people out there, this might be something that you'll be interested in, and just go ahead and put that on your shopping list. And as I mentioned, this is going to be a 43 inches display here. The resolution here is going to be 3840 by 2160, and of course this will support HDR10+. The brightness here is ranked at up to 400 nits, VESA HDR 600 certification, and even more specs. Also, it's worth noting that this will be boasting 144 Hz for the refresh rate, along with 1 millisecond response time, and you'll have even more of the bells and whistles that you're familiar with: HDMI port, display port, USB Type-C port, and all of that good stuff. Essentially, it's gonna be ready for your gaming rig. That is pretty much all I have for today's edition of Tech News Monday. I will have more on the next episode, and of course that means that I'm gonna stay updated so that you stay updated. Up until that next episode, of course, as always, stay safe out there.